Srinivas Kodali, who is a researcher at the software company Muck Rack and joins me now from the Indian city of Hyderabad. Great to have you on the program. So explain, why is it so controversial if over 100 million people have downloaded this?
India has a history of data instance with its identity systems where in the past the government has made it mandatory, where people's personal information was published at the scale of 130 million people's private information was public. And the Indian government itself has taken stances in our courts that Indians do not deserve fundamental right to privacy. So this with a lot of this mandatory push towards technology makes Indians slightly aware of how technology can be bad to them. And without a privacy law, making this app mandatory is not really okay with most of the population. But when you compare the numbers, we have a population of 1 billion. So if 100 million people did install this app, it was because the government made it mandatory.
Okay. And what do you make of the fact that researchers at MIT downgraded its rating from 2 to 1? Sorry, I believe that's 5 to 1, and saying the app collects more data than information it actually needs for the purpose of contact tracing?
So it's important to distinguish what this app is, right? Like there are other contact tracing apps and protocols out in the world. When India launched this app, it claimed it was for contact tracing, but now they claim it's not necessarily for contact tracing. They're also trying to include a telemedicine through the app, where you have these volunteers who built the app. It wasn't exactly the government of India which built the app. The volunteers who built the app are now trying to monetize this platform and are trying to build something called the National Health Stack, where it becomes the only way for Indians to access doctors because you can't go to an actual hospital with the lockdowns. So in theory, all of this is not necessarily about contact tracing, but more to do with how India goes towards a digital health program.
Okay, and Srinivas, there are so many contact tracing apps around the world now. How does the one in India compare to others?
So if we have to compare it in terms of the data it collects, in terms of privacy, in terms of the app being publicly available, its source code being public, I think we fare like 0. I mean, I don't even rate 1 that MIT rates them, because none of the procedures on how this app functions, whether the app itself will solve anything, we do not really have any publicly available information. There is a blind trust in this app that's being pushed onto people. And that's dangerous, because instead of actually providing people with, say, masks, or instead of testing Indians at scale, we are advising Indians to actually just download this app and everything will be all right. I think we need a healthcare response and not a technology response to actual medical crisis.
That's an interesting point. A healthcare response, not a technological response. Thank you so much, Srinivas Kodali, joining us from Hyderabad. Really appreciate your time.